Hey T Squad, it's me Keisha, and I am here with last week's Belle Collective review. So I'm going to start off with season 5, episode 6 review. I was gone for the past week because I caught COVID from my son. I still am in the last tail of it. I'm no longer contagious. I no longer have COVID, but still have a lot of cold in my throat and nose and all of that type of stuff. So I'm still trying to get to 100%. I would say I'm about at 80 at this point. So I wanted to get out last week's episode review plus this week's as well, so we can kind of get a little caught up. But on last week's episode, the entire cast went on a cast trip to New Orleans for Latishia's brunch. And on the bus ride there, she brought up how Cliff came to her place of business to talk about Glendale's and his new career and all of that type of stuff. And Latrice is shocked by this because she had no idea that he went to go see Latishia. And I would feel some type of way about you going to see one of my cast members too without telling me, and to talk about their marriage. Like, that's a bit much. But we all know that Cliff ain't gonna go over nothing beforehand with Latrice because he don't care about how Latrice thinks or feels, no matter how much she complains. So then Tisha asks Glendale, did you buy a box truck? And he basically admits it. And I'm just looking at her like, what kind of marriage are you in where this man can do and say whatever it is he wishes and pleases, and then you just have to basically deal with the aftermath of this man's decisions and keep it all together and keep it pushing and moving? And I just don't understand what type of marriage they have. It seems like it's a very one-sided marriage, but if she like it, I love it, child. So Glendale is going to have a birthday party, and he invites, the cast to the party. Willie and Akeisha ask, are they even invited? And he was like, yeah, well, yeah, you invited or whatever. But there's a lot of tension there between Willie and Glenn and Cliff or whatever. They have basically made it really apparent that they don't really like Willie. And I don't even think it's anything that Willie has done per se. I just don't think that they like Willie because Willie got some sense. And Willie see through they BS and calls them out on their BS. And I think that's the reason why they don't really care for him. So Selena is invited on the cast trip, but Gucci and Jay don't know about this. And this is another problem that I have with Latishia, is that she plays these little silly ass games and then wants to act surprised and shocked with how people respond. Like, how would you feel if somebody invited the girl that Glenn supposedly had pregnant on the cast trip and didn't tell you? Like, why are you doing it when you know, once again, that there's this protective order in place, but yet and still you keep on going along with inviting Selena to these events, and you're obviously production's little pet that you're willing to continue to play these games. And this goes back to when Gucci said to Carlos on Messy Mondays a few weeks ago that she didn't feel protected and that she didn't like how, they kept on throwing Selena in her face, knowing that this protective order was in place. And yet and still y'all keep on trying to put us in the same scenarios, in the same rooms, and it's just not right. I don't like that at all. I really honestly don't. And I don't like the fact that Latishia cooperated with production on doing that to somebody that you call a friend, so they get to the house and Latrice confronts Cliff about going to see Latishia and not telling her. And he gets super defensive and basically lays a smack down and reminds her that I don't have to ask you nothing. I'm not going to ask you nothing. I'm a grown man and I'm going to move the way I want to move. And Latrice was like, who you talking to? You need to calm your energy down. You know there's other rooms. And he was like, yeah, pick one. Basically saying, you will be in another room before I will. And she was like, you need to sit your weak ass down somewhere. And I'm looking at them like, y'all whole marriage is the ghetto. So ghetto. It seemed like this season she trying to put a little bit more bass in her voice to prove to the world that she not afraid of him or whatever. But it's obvious that y'all got a very dysfunctional marriage. I don't think that they have a loving marriage at all. I can't even see Latrice being intimate with that man. They have no chemistry, no sexual chemistry at all, no loving chemistry at all. Like, can you close your eyes right now and picture them being intimate with one another? You can't. We don't never see them hug each other, hold hands, kiss each other, or nothing. That is a marriage of convenience, child. And they're both very disrespectful to one another. Like, okay. So at the venue, Gucci and JJ are shocked to see Selena at the brunch. And on top of that, not only was she invited and they didn't know, but Tisha took it even further and put them all at the same table. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, you really trying to play in my face. You really trying to be funny. And I don't understand how Gucci didn't cuss Tisha fat ass out, because I wouldn't even have the time nor energy to play with her and them bad ass, crooked ass wigs that she be having on her head. So they decide to leave. And Tisha told me she's hurt by it. How the hell you hurt by something that you put in place? Make it make sense. And then she want to sit up there and play victim with people. Like, girl, play victim with them girls that don't fit, that ain't sucking in nothing. How about that? So she gonna say in her confessional, it is not my responsibility to sit here and babysit. Y'all know what's in your court order. If you choose to come, you come. Ma'am, you didn't tell them that she was going to be there to give them the choice of whether or not they would attend. You did a sneak attack on them. So your little confessional jab didn't even make sense. So the Bells had promo booths at the event, but lo and behold, Marie's standing banner is missing, and don't nobody know where it's at. Latishia and her team don't know nothing about nothing, and she says it is not her fault. And Marie was upset. She wasn't really that mad, but she was looking at Tisha like, now you know you full of ish, right? Like, cause everybody else stuff up but mine. Make it make sense. I don't even understand why anybody on this show likes Latishia. Tisha is the actual villain in my eyes, and I don't understand why any of them are friends with her. So Marie ends up letting the situation go. The guys go out to eat, and Glenn says that when Jay left, he was stunned. And basically JJ was like, it wasn't over no situation of like me getting ran out of somewhere. I just know my boundaries at the end of the day. And he was looking at Glenn like, you are the last person to be sitting up here trying to tell me about how you feel about anything that got to go on with my life. So Latishia ends up asking Latrice if she gonna have a baby, and Latrice is like, I feel like I'll be a married single woman. And I was like, you're very right about that, because Howard Hewitt ain't here to take care of not now baby child. His baby days are over. He barely want to take care of you. So they're all outside at the pool, and Tisha brings out Selena. And once again, just these impromptu moments where y'all production and Latishia are basically what's the word I'm looking for? Teaming up with each other to put these two women in the same room. And it's not right, because if another altercation went down, it's production fault and it's Tisha's fault. It's production's fault and it's Tisha's fault. Because production, y'all foul. Carlos, you're foul, to continue to try to, not even try, to continue to bring this girl around Gucci, knowing that they have this court case and this protective order. And it's just like, forget y'all paperwork, forget all of that. We gonna do what we want to do anyway, and you gonna deal with it. And sure enough, Selena is a cast member this season. But where is the loyalty to Gucci, who has been there since season 1? Where is the or season 2? Where is the loyalty to her? Where is the thank you for your years of service on helping me build a hit television show? That you don't even want to comply with something that I have going on that is a court case? You know what I'm saying? Y'all just basically thumbing y'all finger up in my face. And then Tisha, my issue with her is, just because production asks you to do something don't mean that you have to do it. You a grown woman. Ain't nobody putting a pow pow to your head to make you comply with what they're asking you to do. And I just think that it's fake. It's fake AF. So back to the guys. Jay tells Glenn that he shouldn't have quit his job, and that he would be wrong if he tried to tell him that. Like, while you sitting up here trying to tell me about my situation with my ex, baby mama or whatever, you wrong for quitting your job and not telling your wife. But that's your business. I ain't getting in your business. And so Willie tells the guys that he appreciates them, and Glenn calls him decent. But Cliff says that Willie is an asshole and he don't like him. And I was like, one thing about it, at least Cliff is honest about his opinions and his feelings, and he ain't trying to be fake about it. But what exactly about Willie is it that you don't like? Or you don't like that he a stand-up man that ain't out here slinging penis and disrespecting his wife? Oh, that's why you don't like him. Because he call y'all on y'all BS and he joned on y'all and make y'all look like the losers y'all are? Oh, okay. So then Gucci asks to speak to Selena one-on-one, and then the episode goes off. It's a really decent episode. Can't wait for y'all to hear my thoughts on episode 7. So be on the lookout for that video as well today. I'm gonna give that week's episode a B+. Tisha and production were really working on my nerves. They really honestly were. And I hope that they get red for filth, Carlos included, at the reunion, because y'all was really playing. Really playing. Love you guys. Thank you all for being patient with me and for all of your well wishes and your prayers and everything. I tried to read them all, but baby, I was over here going through it, okay? But I love you guys. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.